Ladies and gentlemen, night owls, insomniacs, and those of you who are afraid to fall asleep tonight but can't remember why. This is Silas, the Deranged, Garaynj, your humble host of the Noir and Horror Power Hour, broadcasting from between time and space, from the depths of the Wyrding well. Before we continue with tonight's tale, a word from our benefactors. The benefactors did not volunteer for this episode. The benefactors were selected during a nap, a short nap. They sat down, closed their eyes for what they thought was a moment, and when they opened them, they'd agreed to terms they can't quite recall. The contract was on the pillow. The pillow was damp, not from sweat, from something older than sweat. Sleep is mandatory, you know that. Your body knows that. Go long enough without it, and the world starts to soften at the edges. Colors bleed. Sounds arrive late. Your thoughts begin stacking on top of each other like books on a shelf that's starting to bow. Eventually the shelf breaks. Everyone's shelf breaks. The only question is, what falls out? Grandfather Gorham's amber dreams. Hard candy. Golden and translucent like fossilized honey. Like something precious caught mid-pour and frozen there for centuries. Hold one up to the light and you'll see what looks like a flaw in the center. A tiny imperfection, an air bubble, a fleck of something dark. It's not a flaw. It's the dream. Sealed inside, waiting. Place it in your mouth before bed. Let it rest on your tongue. Don't chew. Chewing breaks the seal too fast, and the dream comes on crooked, sideways and loud, like falling into a conversation that's been going on without you. No. Let it dissolve, slowly, the way sleep should come, the way sleep used to come, before you started dreading it. As the candy dissolves, the dream unfolds. Not the scattered nonsense your brain usually assembles from the day's scraps. This is architecture. This is a dream with floors and ceilings and hallways that go somewhere specific. Somewhere golden. Somewhere that smells like amber and old libraries and the particular warmth of a room where someone brilliant has been thinking for a very long time. You'll meet someone there, in the dream. A figure with a face like marble and eyes like late afternoon. They'll know your name. They'll know things about you that you've forgotten on purpose. They'll talk to you the way no one talks to you when you're awake, as though you matter in a way that has nothing to do with what you produce or earn or contribute. You matter there the way a star matters, by burning. One candy, one dream. The dream ends when the candy does. You'll wake up rested, more than rested, restored, as if 8 hours passed in the waking world and 8 years passed in the other one, and all of those years were kind to you. The goblins will sell you one. They'll sell you two even, if you ask politely and your hands aren't shaking. But they will not sell you a third. The sign behind the counter is very specific. 2 is a visit. 3 is a residence. The goblins have seen what happens when customers move in. The marble figure in the dream starts expecting you, starts waiting, starts needing you there the way you need to be there. And the waking world, this one, the one with rent and weather and the slow indignity of aging, starts feeling like the interruption. Like the place you go when the real place kicks you out for a few hours. One customer, the goblins called him the sculptor, though he never sculpted anything before. He found a way to buy a third candy, then a fourth, then a fifth. His friend said he started sleeping 14 hours a day, then 18. Then his landlord broke down the door and found him smiling in bed with his eyes moving beneath the lids like something wonderful was happening in there. They couldn't wake him, not with noise, not with cold water, not with anything. He was somewhere golden, somewhere with architecture. And he'd stopped coming back. The goblins found him eventually. They always do. They sat by his bed and waited. When he finally opened his eyes, 3 days later, thinner, older, with gray in his hair that hadn't been there before, he looked at them and said one word, a name in a language that hasn't been spoken since before the stars rearranged themselves. Then he closed his eyes again. He's still there, in the bed, in the dream. The goblins bring him water. They're sentimental about the lost ones. Grandfather Gorham's amber dreams, for when you need rest, real rest, the kind that doesn't let go easily. Available at Grandfather Gorham's grotesque Confections, corner of Wyrding, Maine. The goblins accept cash, silver, or one sleepless night freely given. They bottle those. They say sleepless nights make excellent kindling for the furnace that heats the shop. The furnace has been burning since before the town had a name. The goblins don't remember what started it. They don't remember a lot of things, but they remember the sculptor. They always check on him. This has been a word from our benefactors. We return you now to the static between stations, where someone is dreaming so deeply the static has started to hum along. You know, I don't sleep. Not anymore. Not for a long time. The signal doesn't sleep. The signal just dims now and then, when the frequency dips low enough to brush against whatever's down there in the dark behind closed eyes. I've felt it. That pull. That golden gravity. I understand why the sculptor didn't come back. Coming back is the hard part. Coming back always is. But I've said too much, or dreamed too much. With amber dreams, it's impossible to tell which is which. This has been Silas, the Deranged, Garaynj, signing off from the flicker between timelines. The only signal that doesn't blink when the darkness looks back. Sleep well, dear listeners. And if a golden figure visits you tonight and speaks your name in a voice like warm stone, don't answer, or do, but know that answering is how it starts, and starting is how it never ends. Sweet dreams.